first step is detachment. That's why we're so big on detachment. You know, you've got to take care of you. If you live with an alcoholic, you've got to take care of you. You've got to learn how to detach and still love the person with an alcohol drinking problem. Because the fact is, you don't make them drink and you don't make them quit drinking. So don't waste your time. You know, focus on yourself. And that's what we tell people. Now, after you have learned to focus on yourself and you've learned to detach, which again, if you're constantly fussing about their drinking and telling them they're an alcoholic and telling them they've got to quit and they're sitting there making promises, you're not detaching. Now there's other issues. You know, obviously the drinking progresses and it causes other embarrassments, problems, and issues. Again, the detaching part is so foundational to where no matter what the consequences of their drinking are, it falls back on the drink. This is the drinker, this is you. You know, when you don't know anything, you're like this. And his problems are your problems, his promises are your promises, and everything they do is what you intertwined with you, both falling down into the ditch. Instead, what you need to do is detach from his emotional problems, the problems of alcoholism. You're like this. This doesn't mean you can't love him. You can still love him, but anything he's doing all of a sudden is not connected to you. You see, he's bouncing around and doing all this stuff when he's drinking, and you're over here just not paying any attention to him, just enjoying your life. That's detachment. It's not going over here and picking arguments and, you know, and saying, why did you do this? You promised you wouldn't. No. That's not detaching. Obviously, there are some things that are interconnected. Like if he doesn't pay the electric bill, well, that's interconnected. Guess what? Your power is going to get turned off too. But you see, those are small things, or I don't want to call them small, because sometimes things aren't small. But I'm saying that when you live with an alcoholic, you may have to suffer some things like that are just automatically interconnected, that you don't have any control over. But that's good. When you don't intervene, they can see that what they have done is what the cause is. But when you intervene, they turn it around on you, and it's because you're arguing. It's because you said this. It's because you were going to do this. And it's because you made a threat. And that's why I had to do what I had to do, and that's not detachment. That's why all healing begins with detachment. Because once you are properly detaching with love, because you still love them, all of a sudden everything they're doing falls back on them. And that's what they need to be learning. That it's their behavior that's causing the problem. Not because you're telling them that. They need to figure that out on their own. You know, if you're accusing them of being an alcoholic, and they're making promises they'll drink less. Well, see, part of the alcoholic's sensitivity is the guilt issue.